Muy buenas a todos y bienvenidos otra vez aquí a Dame FPS. Vamos a continuar con el Blues and Ballets. En el vídeo anterior lo habíamos cortado así de forma brusca. Así que nada, no me enrollo más y continuamos con la historia que se está poniendo muy interesante. Vamos a ver cómo continúa.
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza.
Maldita sea. Ciudad corrupta de los huevos.
Interesting taste.
Un gnomo.
Been centuries since a gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well.
¿Quién dice que no esté muerto? Vamos a salir de dudas. A ver, dale al botón. Timbre. Tiene que tocar el timbre, hombre.
The bell doesn't work. I guess Boccarini doesn't get many visitors.
Suave, violento. Toquecito suave. No, hostias, qué coño.
Boccarini? Carlo Boccarini?
Nothing of interest out back. Sorry. You better come see this, Mr. Ness.
What is it?
I don't know how to describe it.
Qué rico.
Is that our man?
Boccarini.
My God.
Qué bien le sienta.
We have to find out who did this and why. Let's go.
You're the detective, Mr. Ness. Besides, Alfonso will want to see this. I'll be right back.
Alponse.
All right.
Alponse quiere ver esto.
I have to establish how
Podemos poner
Boccarini
Alfonso.
died. Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
Es verdad. Vamos a resolver la investigación. A ver. ¿Cómo funciona esto? Aquí. ¿Y ahora qué? S. Pa'lante.
Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
Pistas. Pero si no hay nada. A ver. Pistas. No. Relación.
I have to establish how Boccarini died.
Vale, vamos a buscar pistas. Atrás. Ahí. Hostia. Vamos a buscar pistas. Vamos a ver. Aquí.
Holy Christ, what the hell are we up against? His teeth were all pulled out before he was killed. The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
Es verdad. Tengo una nueva pista. A
His
ver.
eyes were pulled clean out of their sockets. Whoever did this, it wasn't their first time. And if they committed any other murders like this, it's likely that the police found some of the bodies. I must remember to ask Alice.
Da un poquito de asco, por eso. Ojo, el otro ojo.
Pity he won't last till Christmas, because he'd almost pass for a tree. There's no doubt the murderer took his time.
Vale. A ver.
This
Aquí.
isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands were ripped off. Who has that kind of strength?
Dios, qué asco. Da un poquito de asco, por eso. Y aquí, a ver. Aquí atravesado. Aquí no hay nada. Falta una. Vamos a ver. Por detrás o por abajo. De aquí.
Once he got stuck in there, looks like the bottom of a glass. It's Boccherini, no doubt about that. Although the one I remember was more together.
Nueva pista. Vamos a ver, al tablón.
Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
El móvil.
The murderer tore Boccherini's hands off.
Y a ver esta. Que tenga un culo de vaso.
Boccherini's teeth were all pulled out.
Le quitaron todo.
Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle. Boccherini's eyes still haven't shown up. What if I look for whatever was used to remove them?
Es verdad. ¿El vaso? No, con el vaso no.
What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccherini's back.
No. No puede ser. Hay que buscar más. Ahí. Tiene que haber por aquí.
Takes a strong man to tear that out, or several.
Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. A ver cómo coño le arrancaron los ojos, macho. Qué asco.
The blood comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall.
Entonces hay que seguir por aquí. Y estar por aquí los ojos.
The evidence suggests that the events began in the lounge. How did Boccherini encounter his murderer?
Me lo estáis complicando cada vez más, ¿eh?
Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy, or maybe it was thrown extremely hard. A perfectly circular dint, as if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt, around 4 inches in diameter.
A ver, aquí.
Fingernails scratched the
Aquí,
wood.
arañazo.
Blood ran like water.
Sangre. Un reloj. Moverse. No sé exactamente qué es lo que busco.
Did it break during the struggle, or was it already broken? Blood. Blood everywhere.
Joder, pues que si ya lo veo yo.
What kind of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? Or fastens the strap again after taking it off?
O eso, o se le cayó después de que le arrancasen las manos. Claro.
This was opened recently. Smells of whiskey.
Vaya.
Glass on the floor indicates the window was broken from outside.
Qué bueno soy encontrando pistas, madre mía.
There's something under there.
Pistola.
How'd it wind up under there? It must have happened fast.
A ver, vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. A ver si encontramos algo más que se nos haya escapado. No, por aquí no parece que haya más. Vamos a ver aquí. Cuchillos. Falta uno. Olivas. Es que están muy ricas las aceitunas. Pavo, ¿qué pasa?
Like a true bachelor, he should have put these into soak. Hours of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage I don't think Boccarini's too worried about that. Four glasses. 2 of water, 2 of wine.
Esto había dos personas aquí, ¿eh?
I've always been a whiskey man, but I know a good wine when I see one. Leftover lasagna, and it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them and cooking. The plates and the glasses leave no room for doubt. Boccarini had company for dinner.
Cierto. ¿Quién era? Ni puta idea.
Shut from the inside.
Pues tírala abajo, hombre. Vamos a ver. A ver qué más hay por aquí.
Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the 2 of us when Milton gets back. If I'm not mistaken, this door opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
Una cucharilla.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid.
Le han quitado el ojo con eso. Ya lo tengo. Oh, atrás. Los ojos. Con la cucharilla.
A teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of sticky liquid. The mixture of sticky liquid and blood can only mean one thing. The spoon was used to remove Boccarini's eyes. The mutilations and the disappearance of his eyes suggest 2 possible motives. Psychopathy or cultist fanaticism. Which is it?
Motivo, pues ni puta idea.
The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs.
No, esto no. Vamos a ver esto, un vaso.
The trail of blood from the dining room.
No.
2 pools of blood. A broken table,
No. No. Y aquí tenemos...
An open bottle of whiskey. Pieces of glass from the window in the hall, found inside the house.
Vale. Y...
A door in the kitchen. A door in the kitchen, locked from the inside.
No.
It opens onto the same room as the jammed door. A door in the corridor jammed shut. It opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
Es lo mismo. Entonces, aquí estamos. ¿No tampoco? Hostia.
A pistol, fully loaded. I'd say Boccherini was drinking in the dining room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin?
¿Dónde empezó la tortura?
2 pools of blood, one on either side of the dining room table.
Pues aquí.
A
Aquí en la mesa.
Scratched and covered in blood.
Aquí estamos y...
A blood-stained wristwatch with a glass broken and bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table.
Exactamente.
That was where his hands were torn off. As a result, his wristwatch fell to the ground. How did the body reach its current position?
¿Cómo llegó? Pues lo han arrastrado, ¿no? Luego tenemos esto que es. Ay, no. ¿Esto qué es? No. No, esto tampoco. ¿Dónde voy yo aquí? A ver, linchamiento.
Torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs, Boccherini, already minus hands, was dragged into the hall, where the murderer used the brackets of the lamp to complete his macabre diorama.
Madre mía, soy una máquina, ¿eh? Joder, macho. Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. Aquí tenemos algo más. A ver.
Oh shit. I should have stayed in my diner.
Qué asco. ¿Por qué se abren las manos? Todo asco. ¿Verdad es necesario todo esto? ¿Qué coño tiene? ¿Eso qué es? ¡Ay, son dientes!
Are these teeth from the body? Well, at least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
Madre mía, qué puñetero asco. Eso es algo religioso o algo así. ¿Ves? Entonces, aquí el motivo...
A sick altar of human flesh.
Un altar, exactamente. Y este...
Some kind of symbol drawn in blood.
Símbolo desconocido.
Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion.
Ahí está.
Is, who did it?
¿Quién lo hizo? Madre mía, hemos atado cabos aquí, pero vamos, rápidamente, ¿eh? Qué puto asco la mano. Por aquí no veo nada más. ¿Y aquí qué? Ah, este es el coche.
This car looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini. Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house? The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
Pues entonces hay que mirar dentro del coche los papeles.
Let's take a look in the glove compartment.
¿Ves? Joder, al final me voy a hacer yo investigador privado, chaval.
Bingo.
¿Ves? Bingo.
A man's cigarette case.
La pitillera de macho.
Would be one of the Boccherini clan? Vermont plates. Someone drove a long way.
Vamos a ver. El coche.
A car with Vermont plates.
Matrícula de Vermont.
The initials
Y
OB on a cigarette case. One,
de algún
it has
familiar.
Vermont plates. Two, it's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing.
Exacto, o sea que tiene que ser de alguien que
don't
conozca
match his
o
name.
sea familiar
The
suyo
next
o alguna
possibility that
historia.
needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen. There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house.
Invitado.
Dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner for two.
Ahí
The dirty
está.
dishes and glasses prove that Boccherini ate lasagna with one other person. Was
Claro.
Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up?
Pues
A
seguramente
door in the
esté
kitchen, locked from the
ahí.
inside.
No,
It opens
no,
onto
¿por
the
qué
same
no?
room as the jammed door and broken whiskey
¿Esto qué
glass
es?
found in the dining room.
No sé yo,
A door in the corridor jammed shut.
Esta no me va a dejar
It opens
tampoco.
onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
Quitado. A ver, testigo. Atrás. Claro, pero yo tengo que abrir la puerta esta. Abro la puerta esta. Aquí no hay nada. No. Oye, pues está curioso el tema este. A ver si encontramos por aquí alguna otra cosa. No, aquí no hay nada. Corre. Uy, cómo corre. Pues, a ver, algo se me escapa por aquí.
A broken
Y
whiskey
este,
glass found in the dining room.
vale. Y el
What
otro
looks
que
like
está
the
aquí.
bottom of a broken glass buried. It seems clear that Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness? Did they escape? Did the murderer take them? Or are they still in the house?
Pues tiene que estar en la casa,
A
coño,
door in the
estar en esta
corridor jammed
habitación.
shut. It opens onto the
¿Ves?
same
¿Ves?
room as the door in the kitchen, locked from the inside. One locked door
Claro.
could be a coincidence, but two locked doors which open onto the same room can't be. Either I'm completely wrong, or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
Ahí. ¿Y por qué ahora va el timbre?
Can you open the door for me?
¿Por qué suena el timbre si antes no ha sonado?
It was open. Why did you ring?
I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you.
When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work.
Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working.
Vaya.
So, what can you tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective?
What is that?
Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this.
Alponse.
All right. Follow
Una
me.
cámara de bolsillo. Esto es como la GoPro.
Boccherini had company for dinner. Someone from Vermont with the initials OB. Someone whose social status was a lot higher, but who was on the same side of the law. He served lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back. He span around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands. I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one. Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes.
Pues se los llevaría puestos
You're telling me
de
that someone
pulsera
did
o
all this
collar
all
o
with a
algo.
teaspoon?
More or less.
And you worked all this out on your own, just by looking?
More or less.
No, he sido yo. ¿Qué coño has sido
Two
tú?
of you scares me more. Wait a second. What about the guest?
Right. Come with me.
¡Ah, voy yo!
Nothing.
Turns out Mr. Untouchable isn't infallible. But you were close. Congratulations.
This must be Boccherini's office. Let's take a quick look around.
All yours.
Pues nada, chato.
You're at a crime scene, and you sit down to read?
Titus Andronicus. One of the actors on the Hindenburg lent it to me. They're performing it soon. You couldn't ask for more appropriate reading material. Murder, mutilation, torture. Shakespeare's got it all.
We've lost the only lead we had to help us find Sophia Capone.
You think Boccherini's murder could be related?
Maybe. It's hard to say. Why'd you go to
Me voy a
jail?
hacer elegir todo, ¿qué?
For murder, but...
You didn't do it, of course.
Of course I did it. But I didn't intend to.
Pues nada, macho. A ver aquí lo que hay. Los ojos. Aquí. Aquí. La otra. ¿Qué hay? A ver.
Jesus.
Oh, money,
There's at
money,
least
money,
$1
money.
million here.
Mm-hmm. Boccherini's?
I'd be surprised. Probably his guests, and I doubt it was to pay Boccherini for his services. None of his forgeries are worth that much.
¿Qué más tenemos por aquí? Vamos a ver.
Carlo, I have the goods for OB, but I have to take the children to school tomorrow and I can't make the meetup. Friday, same time, same place. It's signed NI.
Mm-hmm. These initials are getting to be a pain in the ass, right?
I have
Yeah,
to
but
take the kids to school tomorrow. I don't think this is some loving divorced daddy, Milton.
I take back what I just said.
Te pensabas, chaval, que soy Eliot Ness. El
The
que acabó
driver's
con Al
license of
Capone.
one John Martinson and Osmond Burke. OB.
Do we know him?
The eldest son of the richest family in Vermont, convicted rapist. He was arrested thanks to the testimony of his father, who wound up disinheriting him. He escaped from prison last week. He broke into the family home and slit the throats of all his relatives one by one, opened the safe and got away with a fortune.
They don't make jails like they used to. All starting to add up, isn't it?
Out of my way! Out! Out!
No sé qué le pasa.
Milton!
You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness. I believe in you.
Eres muy tonto, ¿eh?
God! Get out!
Toma sopapo.
Get out
Ala.
of my way, I said! He's coming
Arrestado.
back!
Who's coming back?
Him! The monster!
The guy who killed Boccherini?
He was a monster! Well, get your hands off me, Negro!
What was he like? Describe him for me.
He was a monster. Red and black. I mean, his head reached the ceiling. He tore off his hands with his claws! It was a monster! A monster!
Should I
Madre
hit
mía,
him
está todo
again?
loco. Va, un par de hostias. Ahí está.
You're Osmond Burke, right?
Yes.
Good. Now pay attention, Burke, because I have a question for you.
Nota, documentos, Martín.
Who wrote this note?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Rings a bell.
One of Capone's right-hand men 20 years ago. What does this stuff about kids mean?
I don't know.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right?
Yes, at the docks, berth 42, right next to where the alligator 3 is moored.
So what's the meetup time?
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow.
No, it's going to be tonight.
Oh, tonight. Va a ser tonight.
Don't get too comfortable. We'll be there in no time.
Hospital, policía, restaurante. Ah, restaurante, coño,
There are
vamos a
certain
comer que
types
tengo
of
hambre.
people I don't allow in my diner. But today, I have no choice but to make an exception.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Ness. I have to take him to Alphonse.
Alponse.
Out of the question.
Vamos a
I
llevárselo
know
a
his
Alponse.
temper. He'll beat him to a pulp.
Listen, if the missing girl was your granddaughter, you wouldn't forgive me if I didn't let you see the only suspect who could lead us to her.
Okay.
Nada, al final no sirve de nada lo que yo elija. Va a hacer lo que le salga de la punta del nabo.
Shucks.
What?
I thought that bloodbath would cover up the smell of stale grease. I was wrong.
Bueno, pues nada. Otro logro. Polvo y sangre. Está bien. Bueno, pues vamos a ir dejándolo ya por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado. La verdad que se está poniendo bastante interesante el asunto. Bueno, voy a esperar a ver lo que
Eliot?
dice aquí. Vamos a
Ah,
esperar.
Delphine.
Oh, thank God you're here. The lights were off, so I thought that... I'm sorry. I got out of the hospital late, then I went to the station to pick up Jim's check, and when they told me... I'm scared.
Of what?
What are you drinking?
Zumo, coño.
It's only juice. Juice and nothing else.
Breathe on me. You heard me. I'm sorry. It hasn't been a good day.
What's happened?
Que yo no miento.
No! You knew!
Knew about what?
What's that gun doing there?
Media verdad, mentira, secreto.
I'd love to tell you, but I can't. It's better you don't get involved.
You know, don't you?
No, I don't know. And if you keep up the guessing games, I'll never know.
He's back.
Who?
Him. I don't know why it still surprises me, but it's incredible that you were such a good detective, and yet you've never been able to understand people. Capone got out of jail.
Oh, ¿qué va?
Where'd you hear that?
¿Cuándo?
Chief Jenkins.
Chief Jenkins, the same guy who said he was going to clean up Santa Esperanza, right? In that case, you can rest assured Capone just put on his striped pajamas, and in 4 minutes' time, he'll be snoring in his cell.
Eliot, what if it's true? If he's out, what's the first thing he's going to do? Who does he hate
¿Verdad?
more
Va a ir
than
a por
anyone?
ti, Eliot.
He spent almost 20 years in jail. Capone's an old man. If he
¿Verdad?
gets out,
Está
at most
viejecillo.
he's going to challenge me to a race to the nearest park bench.
Please, Eliot, don't joke. You're the only part of Jim's life that I have left. If you put yourself in danger,
Ay, ay, ay. Rodilla, hombro.
Please, no. But thanks.
Cocina, mafioso, boxeo.
My hand?
Cocina.
I burnt it cooking. Fried eggs are the devil's work.
Claro, claro, hay que
What's
mentirle.
going on, Eliot? We're closed.
Can you wait outside for a couple of minutes, Milton?
Sure, of course. Although, I'm sorry to say, but we're short on time.
Eliot,
I said a couple of minutes, Milton.
it's all right. Goodbye, Eliot. You can use that couple of minutes to teach this gentleman some manners.
Si no hizo nada, solo dijo que íbamos tarde, macho. Es que se enfadan por nada estas mujeres.
No, and it's none of your business.
Sorry to butt in. I've brought you a rapist costume for the party.
Ahí estamos, sí señor.
Seriously, you're not...
No, she's the wife of a friend who died in the line of duty, Jim Dockers.
Alphonse told me about him.
Your Alphonse killed him.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Alphonse.
Mr. Ness. Although he's not the same man he was. Anyway, isn't the deal with marriage until death do us part?
It's not that simple. There are other factors.
Lealtad, amistad.
Delphine and I have been friends a long time, and I don't have many friends. I can't risk losing her.
Right. So you like her, but you don't have the nerve.
Oh yeah? What would you do?
Women have never been one of my priorities.
Le daría
I'm
de
sorry.
todo menos miedo.
Forget it. Shit. You screwed Alphonse good, didn't you?
I don't think he holds it against me this far down the line. He's a new man now, right?
Did you enjoy it?
Placer, deber.
I'm a
deber,
cop.
deber.
Correction, I was a cop. You do the job you're given. End of story.
I hear you.
Claro.
But you didn't finish the next job they gave you. Did they find those kids?
No. How do I look?
Like the invisible man in the movie. No one's gonna buy it.
Take it easy. Everything's going to work out fine.
Vale, bueno, pues ahora sí que lo vamos a dejar aquí. Porque si no esto se va a alargar un huevo y no es plan. Así que nada, lo dejamos por aquí y nos vemos próximamente en el siguiente vídeo. Espero que os esté gustando. La verdad que se está poniendo muy interesante la historia. Vamos a ver cómo continúa. Y nada más, recordad de compartir, suscribiros y @damefps el Twitter. Nada más por aquí. Hasta luego.